Welcome to Glasgow Central here in Scotland. And I'm here for the day in Glasgow. I've just come off the train. It is approximately 8:40 in the morning. Oh my goodness, who is this? God, it's surprising who you see in Glasgow.
Hello, Jason.
Hello, fancy meeting you here.
I know, fancy meeting you. Under the clock.
It's a very nice station. I'll just do one last bit of the station before heading out. So we'll head out of Central Station. This is the main entrance onto Gordon Street. And it's a nice sunny day here in Glasgow. And they're filming The Batman, is it part 2? Here in Glasgow. Gordon Street and the beautiful Central Station. And this is what makes me really sad, is this building that's no longer here, Union Corner, which went on fire.
When you look through this window when you come from the train station, that's usually damage, left over, nothing there.
Yeah,
completely gone.
and it happened on, was it Sunday the 8th of March?
Yes, this year, 8th of March on the 26th on a Sunday.
26? Oh, 2026. So strange, that empty space there. And I miss the little sexy coffee shop that used to be here in the corner, and the little clock. There was a little clock above the door. I used to always look at that when going into Central Station.
Up there as well, the massive window.
And it was always the wrong time, but I always still looked at it every time I was going to the station. And you had the Blue Lagoon Cafe along there as well. The Grand Central Hotel here in Glasgow. It's a station hotel. So now in Hope Street. And this is where they're filming Batman. Part 2, The Batman it's called. Let's see if we can see some of it. They do a lot of filming in Glasgow. Spider-Man was recently filmed, The Running Man, The Flash. What else? You can see the fake snow there. This is Bothwell Street. Here in Glasgow. Well, they've actually renamed it. It is now called West 96th Street, Bridgeway Avenue. Makeshift laces here.
You know he was always on time to stop the Joker from killing all of his pretty women. It's alive, that man.
So we'll head back along Gordon Street, crossing Union Street. It's a beautiful day, the daylight. Temperature has dropped a bit, but still nice. At least it's not raining. So we're nearly at Buchanan Street. We're still in Gordon Street. Buchanan Street is Glasgow's premier pedestrian shopping street in the heart of the city's famous Style Mile. Stretching for about half a mile through the city centre, it's lined with major high street brands, designer stores, cafes, restaurants and very historic architecture. And when I mentioned about the architecture, this is just some of it. So walking south down Buchanan Street towards St Argyll Street and St Enoch. And there's Fraser's there. All the designer stuff. From Burberry to Chanel. So we're coming to Argyll Street and you've got St Enoch Square over here. We'll just take a quick look around St Enoch Square. Looking down at Argyll Street. So this is St Enoch Square. That's the St Enoch subway station, known as the Clockwork Orange. Quarter to 10 in the morning now. It's still quite quiet for a Friday. So head down towards the River Clyde, just leaving St Enoch Square, just there. Another last view of it. Just crossing Clyde Street. There's the sleeper leaving Central Station, although it'll probably be going to Palmadee Depot. Glasgow Suspension Bridge. The biggest river, the widest river, the longest river.
Yes, and apparently over 100 feet deep.
Oh my goodness.
I wouldn't want to fall in that.
No. Do you want me to throw you in and see if you can swim?
I couldn't swim.
So we'll head a little walk along the River Clyde. Central Railway Station Bridge. And do you know the name of that bridge? Glasgow Bridge. It's quite a nice walk down here. And there's the Kingston Bridge in view. It's a rather enjoyable walk along the River Clyde, here in Scotland's largest city. Underneath the Kingston Bridge, in the walk down the Clyde, and you can see the Bells Bridge there in the distance. Squinty Bridge. I think I mentioned earlier Bells Bridge. No, the Bells Bridge is further along. This is a Squinty Bridge.
And this is a famous bridge, you see, you go over the other side.
Somebody's horny.
This bridge is almost 20 years old, Jason.
Yeah.
And it was on the Monday, 18th of September 2006.
That's the North Rotunda, located at 28 Tunnel Street on Finnieston Quay. It is a B-listed historic landmark dating back to the 1890s. The famous large crane next to the OVO Hydro in Glasgow is the historic Finnieston crane, also called the Stop Cross crane. It stands 53 metres tall on the north bank of the River Clyde and serves as a major symbol of the city's rich shipbuilding and engineering past. The OVO Hydro is Scotland's premier live entertainment arena, located at Exhibition Way, Glasgow on the River Clyde. It holds up to 14,300 people and hosts major music concerts, comedy shows and sporting events.
One of the facts about the SCC Hydro, it had a comedy it's a Scottish comedy called Still Game, so that's one of the famous ones that's played there.
Alright. CC Centre and Armadillo. Well, it's called Armadillo now.
Because of the shape of it, that's why.
Because of the shape of it. And that's just practically next to the Hydro. Well, it's all part of the same venue. And that's STV Studios and Radio. And then you come to the BBC studios where the Bells Bridge is. A closer view of BBC studios and Bells Bridge. So we'll have a little walk across Bells Bridge, across the River Clyde. So we've crossed from the north side of the Clyde to the south side, as you can see. And that is the South Rotunda. Remember I showed you the north earlier on in the video. In fact, there's the North Rotunda there, across the other side of the Clyde that I showed you earlier. So we'll continue our walk along the south bank of the River Clyde towards the city centre. And another view of the Squinty Bridge from the south bank of the River Clyde. So we'll be walking under the Kingston Bridge very soon. That's the M8 motorway on top there. I think it was opened in about 1975. The motorway runs right through the heart of the city of Glasgow. So this is us under the Kingston Bridge on the south bank of the River Clyde. There's certain parts of the river walk you've got to come off the river a little bit. Just a little diversion, then you join the river again. Barclays Bank headquarters.
I got these because they were the same. And he's like, no, I'm gonna get the train. So if we can get the train,
Coming up towards George V Bridge here in Glasgow.
So Jason, that bridge over there is the King George V you see there, and see the one the train's going by, that's a Caledonian Bridge.
On the railway, yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll walk under the railway through Clyde Place.
This is Glasgow Bridge, also known as Jamaica Bridge.
Carrollton Place to continue following the river on the south side of the Clyde. Some nice old buildings along Carrollton Place. You can actually hear the announcements at Central Station across the river there. So we'll take the left here and we'll cross the suspension bridge across the Clyde to the other side, to the north side. I don't know why people like to put graffiti on nice buildings. Makes me mad. So we're nearly getting back to the north side of the River Clyde. So we're walking along the south side of the River Clyde towards Glasgow Green now. It's a nice church. So that's the Metropolitan Cathedral of St Andrew here on Clyde Street. So we're coming towards the Albert Bridge now. The Clutha Bar. On the 29th of November 2013, a police helicopter operated by Police Scotland crashed into the Clutha Bar, a pub in central Glasgow, killing all 3 crew on board and the 7 patrons of the pub. 31 more people in the pub were injured. Very sad that. I remember that happening almost, well, it's 13 years come this November. Some more of the beautiful architecture here in Glasgow.
Oh, look at that. 2 unicorns with big dragons.
So on top of Albert Bridge, the Glasgow Green Weir and Pipe Bridge is commonly referred to locally as either the Clyde Tidal Weir or simply the Pipe Bridge. So we'll head into Glasgow Green for a little look.
See, this thing that we're under, this is where the death penalties would take place, the hanging. Did you know that?
Yes. So what Jessica's saying is, around here was where the death penalties, where people would be hung.
And the public would see this.
And the public would see this on display.
It's called a public execution.
Yep. And Glasgow does have the nickname of the Deer Green Place. And this is just one of many parks in Glasgow. That commemorates Glasgow 2014.
And that's almost 12 years ago.
And do you know what that was? What was that
was
about?
the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow 2014, and they had one recently this year again. That's 12 years.
Yes, and also had the Commonwealth Games this year in 2026. I'm surprised they've not put one up for that. Unless they put it where it's held. See, they had the entertainment on here in 2014. So that's probably why that's there. So I'm walking towards the People's Palace here in Glasgow. This is a historic museum and glasshouse on Glasgow Green. Opened in 1898, it preserves the social history of the city and its people. The building is currently closed for a major multi-million-pound restoration project. The museum closed its doors in April 2024 for the extensive structural repairs and interior redesign. It's roughly scheduled to be reopened in 2027. It's a beautiful park, isn't it, Jessica? It's big. It's a shame it's closed. I'm sure it'll be excellent once it's reopened in 2027. I can't actually believe it's been closed 2 years already. The Templeton Carpet Factory is a historic Venetian-style landmark in Glasgow, Scotland. Located next to Glasgow Green, the colourful building was designed by architect William Leiper and opened in 1892 and later converted into the multi-use Templeton on the Green Business and Lifestyle Centre. Give you a little closer look at this. Closer look. That's the sort of main entrance into the People's Palace, which is currently closed at the moment for refurbishment, which will reopen in 2027 as I mentioned before. Lovely building. Here's a little look at the Dalton fountain. Feel free to pause the video.
It's the Dalton fountain behind myself over there.
The Dalton fountain is absolutely beautiful. Just have a little walk round the Dalton fountain. It would actually be better if it had water in it. I think they're actually in the process of refurbishing this as well. Last look here at the Dalton fountain and the People's Palace behind it. Well folks, I hope you enjoyed the video of Glasgow today. Taking in the city centre and walks along the River Clyde, something a little bit different. We'd like to thank you all for watching and hopefully you will hit that subscribe button. Say bye, Jessica.